we got to realize we all were created from different types of DNA that was spliced. The Caucasian, 25% of Caucasians today are still born with tails on them. All right. And you guys don't realize there is a reason that you share 98% DNA with a pig. All right. And a lot of people gonna think this is crazy. Also a horse, a goat. All right. Y'all have to remember this. A lot of people that participate in bestiality still sleep with the animals that are a part of their DNA. All right. And we all know who usually participates in bestiality. That is because the brain holds your primitive actions. The rest of you, you're connected to something that you don't understand. And this is what we call soul, the light. All right. You all were born with a spirit. All right. 100% of you are possessed by a spirit. So you can get up, you can talk, you can do all of this that everyone else can do, right? But whenever I start speaking about soul and talking about those that don't have soul, people are offended because they're not understanding that a spirit and soul is different. Soul, S-O-L, is the sun, people. Google it. Soul is not S-O-U-L, it is S-O-L, and it is the sun. All right. Now, whenever you talk about someone that has soul, what do you think about? Jazz. You know what I mean? Something like that. What will never come to your mind is a Caucasian person, and this is on purpose. This is not on purpose, but it is because soul is the light from the sun. All right. The way that Caucasians accept the light from the sun is through the brown melanated eyes, the brown hair, and they are hairier. All right. Look at their backs, their chest, their legs. They are heavier than the black man because the hair and the color of the hair gives them their power. That is how they absorb the sunlight, through the hair. They do not absorb it through the skin like we absorb it through the skin. All right. And once again, man, I'm not taking shots at people. I'm just trying to teach you who you are and what you are, because I get so tired of people like, I'm tired of you making this all about race. It's always all about race. We are not the same, people. All right. We walk and talk alike, and we were built on the same platform. All right. But you can't take a flip phone and compare it to a galaxy. It doesn't work that way. They both do the same thing, but one is missing a lot more information than the other. All right. So once again, when we talk about soul, that's an old soul there. They're usually talking about black people with soul because we can absorb the soul. And you know what soul does for us? Soul is the reason that black people served in the house of God. Why? Because we got soul. All right. We have the rhythm. We can sing. We can rhyme. We are entertainers, and this is vastly because we absorb soul. All right. The average black person will outdance the average white person. They will be offbeat and all because they can't hold soul. All right. So whenever you see Caucasians clapping, they usually clap on the downbeat, while black people are on. And the Caucasians would have been in between it, still trying to find it. This is not me taking shots at people. I'm just trying to teach you how you operate. All right. You can believe it or not. I don't care. I don't care if you don't believe it or not, but I'm telling you how you absorb soul. This is why 90+% of people in the world eyes are brown or a darker shade. If you have gray eyes or blue eyes, you absorb the least amount of soul. These are facts. If you are blonde haired, blue eyed, what do they say about blonde haired women? They're what? duts, some people would even say. All right. The blonde hair, blue eyed girls they call them ditzy. And they're just naturally like that. They're naturally like that because the most intelligence comes from soul. All right. This is why your jazz players are considered soul. They're so intelligent and playing these instruments and keeping it there. That is a higher level frequency of intelligence that they get from soul, being able to absorb the soul. Now, excuse me. and like I was saying, so it's a known fact that the blonde haired women are usually ditzy. And I'm telling you, those same blonde hair, blue eyes, if they turn and their eyes hit the light right, they'll look like deer eyes. They'll look like raccoon eyes. They will glow because it refracts the light. It does not absorb the light. All right. It does not absorb the light. So their eyes will look like animal eyes. They do not hold much soul. All right. They still have a spirit that they were born with whenever the Immaculate Conception happened and the Big Bang started the division of cells. You have the spirit that keeps you moving, keeps you talking, and keeps you connected. But you never will be able to take in soul. This is why they have been trying to get rid of the melanated people forever. Satan was blonde hair, blue eyes, all blonde hair, blue eye. Anyone with blue eyes come from the same gene. You all share a common ancestor. Ain't that right? Statue of Liberty. They have to hold the light because they can't absorb the light. Okay? They have to hold the light. They're light carriers, torch carriers, because they cannot accept the light. Whenever we go out, I can go out in the sun. It'll be 110 degrees out, shirt off, and I'll never burn. You get your blonde hair, blue eyes, and go put them in that same sun, and you will see what a vampire is. And a lot of y'all find this to be crazy. You think it's insane. I'm telling you what a vampire is. They can't go in the sun. It literally cooks them. I've seen some with blisters the size of my hand that swole. They have to bust and leak out. All right? They have to bust these and drain these blisters because they can't stay in the sun. They can't. They are literal vampires. How do they eat their meat? Bloody, rare, medium rare. They like it as raw as possible. They are of the draconian lineage, people. And now they are here being punished. They were put on this planet to be punished because their body cannot do it. Cannot be 100% on this planet where it's soul. Soul will always keep keep Satan down. Satan has to stay in the caves. He has to stay underground. He cannot come out and deal with soul. All right. And he tried to create they convinced a lot of you with the 666 shit. All right. To make you like him. And they told you that you will not be able to stand in the face of God the same way he can't stand in the face of God. They were put here on this prison planet for a reason. And now they've realized that this planet isn't for them, and they're trying to change the planet. They're trying to change the planet. They're spraying shit in the skies, trying to cover the sun and convince someone like me that there's something called climate change that doesn't affect me. Climate change only affects the draconian bloodline. It's only going to get hotter here, people. It's only going to get hotter here. And I told anyone that's been following me, if you know anything about Levi, the Leviathan, there's only one thing that can put these things back to sleep. And that's why Russia was cold. That's why Alaska is cold, all up under snow. That's why that part of Antarctica is all up under snow. But guess what? All that shit melting now. All that shit melting now. You know what I mean? So when all of that melts and this place warms back up, if it's already hard for these pale face, blonde hair, blue eyes to survive outside, imagine how hard it's going to be 10 years from now, because it's not going to slow down, people. I'm going to let you know now that eventually this planet will be back up to around 150, 160 degrees. It will. And some of us bodies were made to take it. It was because we were created for this part of the universe. All right. We were created for this part of the universe. Y'all better keep up.